You finally have a few quiet moments to yourself, only to immediately start replaying that negative thought in your mind, or worrying whether you've got enough time to meet that work deadline next week. Sound familiar? Worrying and overthinking are part of the human experience. But when left unchecked, they can take a real toll on your well-being and can even increase your risk of certain mental health conditions. So how can you take control of your thoughts and stop worrying? I'm going to share some simple, science-backed strategies to help you stop overthinking. Let's discuss. Welcome to episode 101 of Better Brain, Better You. Hello, I'm neuroscientist Dr. Ben Webb, sharing brain advice for a mentally healthy and happy life. Hey, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode on how to stop overthinking. And I want to get super practical with you today and share 14 of the best ways to stop yourself from overthinking and worrying. So overthinking, intrusive thoughts, and anxious thoughts can all interfere with our ability to get to sleep. And because sleep impacts all aspects of our physical and mental health, when you're sleep deprived, this has a negative knock-on effect on your mood and thinking patterns. So I want to give you some science-backed sleep hygiene strategies to help you sleep better. You can get our free guide, 12 Simple Steps to Better Sleep, at ologyonlinecourses.com/sleep better. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/sleep better. Go ahead and grab that free guide to help you start sleeping better. Now, constant worrying and overthinking can often lead to issues with mental health and well-being. And techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, self-compassion, and asking for help from a mental health care professional can help alleviate the stress of overthinking. So first, step back and look at how you're responding. The way you respond to your thoughts can sometimes keep you in a cycle of rumination or repetitive thinking. Rumination can often cause negative consequences to a person's mental health. So the next time you find yourself continuously running things over in your mind, take note of how it affects your mood. Do you feel irritated, nervous, or guilty? What's the primary emotion behind your thoughts? Having self-awareness is key to changing your mindset. So second, find a distraction. Shut down overthinking by involving yourself in an activity you enjoy. So this looks different for everyone, but ideas include learning some new kitchen skills by tackling a new recipe, going to your favourite workout class, taking up a new hobby such as singing or volunteering with a local organisation. And it can be hard to start something new when you're overwhelmed by your thoughts. So if finding a distraction feels daunting, try setting aside a small chunk of time, say 30 minutes, every other day. Use this time to either explore potential distractions or dabble in existing ones. Third, take a deep breath. I know you've heard it a million times, but that's because it works. The next time you find yourself tossing and turning over your thoughts, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Try this beginner's exercise to help you unwind with your breath. Find a comfortable place to sit and relax your neck and shoulders. Place one hand over your heart and the other across your belly. Inhale and exhale through your nose, paying attention to how your chest and stomach move as you breathe. Try doing this exercise 3 times a day for 5 minutes, or whenever you have racing thoughts. So fourth, meditate. Developing a regular meditation practice is a science-backed way to help clear your mind of nervous chatter by turning your attention inward. All you need is 5 minutes and a quiet spot. Fifth, look at the bigger picture. How will all the issues floating around in your mind affect you 5 or 10 years from now? Will anyone really care that you bought a ready-made pie instead of making it from scratch? Don't let minor issues turn into significant hurdles. So sixth, do something nice for someone else. Trying to ease the load for someone else can help you put things in perspective. Think of ways you can be of service to someone going through a difficult time. Does your friend who's caring for her elderly mum need some help with childcare? Can you pick up shopping for your neighbour who's been sick? Realising you have the power to make someone else's day better can keep negative thoughts from taking over. It also gives you something productive to focus on instead of your never-ending stream of thought. Seventh, recognise automatic negative thoughts, what are called ants. Automatic negative thoughts refer to knee-jerk negative thoughts, usually involving fear or anger you sometimes have in reaction to a situation. So you can identify and work through your ants by keeping a record of your thoughts and actively working to change them. So use a notebook to track the situation, giving your anxiety, your mood, and the first thought that comes to you automatically. As you dig into details, evaluate why the situation is causing these negative thoughts. Break down the emotions you're experiencing and try to identify what you're telling yourself about the situation. Find an alternative to your original thought. For example, instead of jumping straight into, this is going to be a total failure, try something along the lines of, I'm genuinely trying my best. Eighth, acknowledge your successes. When you're in the midst of overthinking, stop and take out your notebook of your favourite note-taking app on your phone. Jot down 5 things that have gone right over the past week and your role in them. These don't need to be huge accomplishments. Maybe you stuck to your exercise plan this week, or you cleaned out your car. When you look at it on paper or on screen, you might be surprised at how these little things add up. If it feels helpful, refer back to this list when you find your thoughts spiralling. Ninth, stay present. Not ready to commit to a meditation routine? That's fine. There are plenty of other ways to ground yourself in the present moment. Here are a few ideas. Unplug. Shut off your computer or phone for a designated amount of time each day and spend that time on a single activity. Eat mindfully. Treat yourself to one of your favourite meals. Try to find the joy in each bite and really focus on how the food tastes and smells and feels in your mouth. Get outside. Take a walk outside, even if it's just a quick lap around the block. Notice what you see along the way, noting any smells that waft by or sounds you hear. 10th, consider other viewpoints. Sometimes quietening your thoughts requires stepping outside of your usual perspective. How you see the world is shaped by your life experiences, values, and assumptions. Imagining things from a different point of view can help you work through some of the noise. Jot down some of the thoughts swirling around in your head. Try to investigate how valid each one is. For example, maybe you're stressing about an upcoming trip because you just know it's going to be a disaster. But is that really what's going to happen? What kind of proof do you have to back that up? 11th, take action. Sometimes you might go over the same thoughts repeatedly because you aren't taking any concrete actions about a certain situation. Can't stop thinking about someone you envy. Instead of having it ruin your day, let your feelings help you make better choices. So next time you're visited by the green-eyed monster, be proactive and jot down ways you can go about reaching your goals. This will get you out of your head and channel your energy into taking actionable steps. 12th, practice self-compassion. Dwelling on past mistakes keeps you from letting go. If you're beating yourself up over something you did last week, try refocusing on self-compassion. Here are some ways to get you started. Take note of a stressful thought. Pay attention to the emotions and bodily responses that arise. Acknowledge that your feelings are true for you in the moment. Adopt a phrase that speaks to you, such as, "May I accept myself as I am," or "I'm enough." So 13th, embrace your fears. Some things will always be out of your control. Learning how to accept this can go a long way to curbing overthinking. So research has actually shown that accepting negative thoughts and fears can help improve psychological health. Of course, this is easier said than done, and it won't happen overnight, but look for small opportunities where you can. confront the situations you frequently worry about. Maybe it's standing up to a bossy coworker or taking a day trip on your own that you've been dreaming of. 14th, and finally, ask for help. You don't have to go it alone. Seeking outside help from a qualified therapist can help you develop new tools for working through your thoughts and even changing your mindset. So as I mentioned at the top of the show, I want to give you some science-backed sleep hygiene strategies to help you control your thinking and sleep better. You can get our free guide, 12 Simple Steps to Better Sleep, at ologyonlinecourses.com/sleep better. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/sleep better. Thanks so much for joining me for today's episode on how to stop overthinking. Here's to your brain health and well-being, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.